Imagine you're sitting in an auditorium. You're eagerly anticipating a speaker that you've been waiting months to hear. This person is an individual in her field. She's introduced, she receives enthusiastic applause, gets to the front of the room, begins her presentation. And it's good. And after a while, you realize this person really knows her stuff. You're so glad you came. But then you reach a point where you feel like, enough. I can't take anymore. My brain is going to explode, right? Now, you don't really have to imagine that because you and I have sat in meetings like that, haven't we? Right? Where the speaker is giving you good information, but at a certain point, you feel like you can't take anymore. Your brain begins to shut down. You start getting distracted. You want to look at your phone, anything but listen to the speaker. Now, here's a more important question for you. Have you ever been that speaker who overloads the audience? Come on, admit it. You know you have. I know I did. It's one of the reasons I got involved in speaking training 29 years ago, because I was giving my financial planning clients 2.5-hour workshops. I hesitate when I say that. I can't think of the pain I put people through. Fortunately, I had some great mentors and they taught me less is more in this case. I call this concept of overfeeding our audiences the lunch buffet effect. You're familiar with buffets. They were much more popular before the pandemic, but they're still out there. But you know how it is. You go to a buffet and you get in line, you fill up your plate, right? You get all the food and you create this heaping mound of food, especially if you're an American. It's what we do. You sit down at your table and you start to eat. And about halfway through the plate, you have this thought. $14.99 is a lot of money for one plate of food. I'm going back for more. So what do? We go back for more and we fill up our plate and we sit down and we finish. Then we might go back for a third plate, and let's not forget desserts. So how do you feel at the end? Like I'm going to explode, right? And worse, later that day when somebody says, what'd you have for lunch? I don't remember. I just remember it was a lot of food. And I just needed a nap. That's the lunch buffet effect. That same effect is what we do to our audiences when we overstuff them with information. So how do you avoid doing this so that people actually want to buy into your message or maybe even buy your product or service? But you're selling an idea up there. How do you get them to do that? Well, let's reduce how much information you're giving them. Every good presentation has a foundational idea. You want to support that foundational idea with supporting points. The rule of thumb we use is for every 10 minutes of speaking time, give people one supporting concept. That's it. That's all they need. So if you got a 20-minute talk, 2. If you got a 30, 40-minute talk, give them 3. I'm a big fan of stopping at 3. If you give your audience 1 to 3 tasty morsels on your topic, that's all they need. That's all they can digest. So when you're putting your presentations together, aim to fill your audience, but not stuff them. Give them just enough where they feel like that was a good meal and I want more from that person. Whether I'm talking to people about speaking skills or whatever your topic is, I used to be a financial advisor. I would give them just one, 2, or 3 good ideas so that they would think, I need more. You've made me aware of a problem I have now. Help me solve it. That's how we can help people. By not overstuffing them, giving them hope that there is a solution to their problem, and not creating the lunch buffet effect. Ask yourself, how can I keep from stuffing my audience? Hope this helps. We'll talk to you in our next video.